If you want to save custom shapes in Photoshop, this video will show you the fastest and safest way to do it from start to finish. By the end, you'll know how to turn a vector path into a reusable custom shape, organize it inside your Shapes panel, and export it so you can keep a backup on your computer or cloud drive. This is a huge time saver if you make logos, icons, badges, symbols, or any other vector artwork you want to reuse later. And before we jump in, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more Photoshop tutorials just like this. Alright, let's get into it. Step 1 is to create or select your vector path. This part matters a lot because Photoshop can only convert clean vector outlines into custom shapes. It will not work properly on normal raster pixel artwork, so if you're drawing something from scratch, use the pen tool or one of Photoshop's shape tools like the rectangle tool, ellipse tool, or polygon tool. When you pick one of these tools, look at the top options bar and make sure the mode is set to shape or path. Do not choose pixels, because that will create a raster object instead of a vector one. If you already have a shape on your canvas, select it and make sure the vector edges are visible. You should be working with an actual path, not just a flat pixel image. In the Layers panel, click the shape layer so Photoshop knows exactly what you want to save. Once the vector bounding lines are showing on the canvas, you're ready for the next step. Now move to step 2, which is defining the shape. At the top of Photoshop, go to Edit, then choose Define Custom Shape. This is the command that turns your current vector path into a reusable custom shape preset. If this option is grayed out, that usually means Photoshop doesn't recognize your current layer as a true vector path. In that case, double-check that you use the correct tool and that you're not working with a pixel layer. If you need to, right-click the selection and choose Make Work Path first, then try again. Once you click Define Custom Shape, a small dialog box will appear with a preview of your shape. This is your chance to give it a clear, easy-to-remember name. I recommend using something descriptive, especially if you plan to build a big library later. For example, instead of naming it Shape 1, use something like Logo Star, Rounded Badge, or Arrow Icon. After typing the name, click OK, and Photoshop will add it to your custom shapes library. At this point, your shape exists inside Photoshop, but we're not done yet. If you want to protect your work and keep it safe from crashes, updates, or accidental loss, you should export your shapes library too. That way, you'll have a backup file you can restore later on any compatible Photoshop setup. To do that, open the Shapes panel, go to the top menu bar, click Window, and then click Shapes. When the panel opens, scroll through the list until you find your newly created shape, usually near the bottom of the library. If you want to stay organized, this is also a great time to create a new group. Click the folder icon at the bottom of the panel and make a folder with a name like My Custom Logos, Client Assets, or Personal Icons. Then drag your shapes into that group so everything stays neat and easy to find. After your shape or group is selected, look to the top right corner of the Shapes panel. Click the hamburger menu icon, which is the small menu with 4 horizontal lines. From that drop-down, choose Export Selected Shapes. Photoshop will ask you where you want to save the file. Give it a clear file name, and Photoshop will save it as a CSH file. I recommend saving it on your desktop first, then copying it to a backup cloud folder or external drive, so you always have a second copy. That's really all there is to it. First, build or select a proper vector path, then define it as a custom shape, and finally export your shapes library so it stays safe and organized. Once you know this workflow, you can create your own reusable Photoshop assets and build a personal shape library that saves you time on every future project. If this tutorial helped you out, please hit the like button, subscribe for more Photoshop tips, and leave a comment if you want more beginner-friendly workflows like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.